again. This is Gabriel Johns for Punk Road Magazine. And that's a Ginger Coyote publication. And we're here to interview Matt and Christina. I believe it's a shoe from the Hellflowers. Hellflowers. Anyway, here they are. They're coming on right now, right on time. Look at that. Gonna admit them in right now. Christina. ¿Cómo se vas, Christina?
There we go. Yeah.
Hey, Matt, how are you?
Well, how are you?
Good morning.
Christina.
How's it going?
You think you can push the camera a little away from you so I have more room for you? There, better, stop. Better, right there. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay.
As much as my ears from music can handle.
I can turn this up, baby. There we go. Full volume.
Full volume. Can you guys hear me okay?
Perfect.
How
Yep.
are you this morning?
Good.
We're good.
Where's Legs?
You know, getting all our Mondays in order.
There you go. Where's Legs?
She is outside. I think. Or no, she's over here running around.
I don't know. Where is she? I don't know.
She hides.
She does her own. She's very independent.
So she likes to crawl into the bed and like spend the day under there. But our other one, Ziggy, is here. So
He's off camera. I mean, I can put him in if you're interested.
he's just
Maybe
like,
later. Maybe later. Oh, well. Hey, Ziggy.
so he's not. This is his morning where he's kind of like bored. He just wants to be.
Well, I didn't take him for a walk this morning. I had to other stuff, so we overslept.
So hi, Gabriel.
So, hey, Matt. Hey, Christina. So
Hey.
here we go. I've known you guys for about, what, 5 years now?
About that, yeah.
5 years, right? And I think I met you up north.
Oh, really?
Really? Did you meet it?
I think because,
Huh.
or did I meet you down here? I'm not quite sure because I know guys were from where? Up north. Where up north?
Originally,
Yeah,
yeah,
but
but
we-
that was like 8 years ago.
Yeah, that was.
I mean, well, we lived there for 10 months as well. It's kind of like a long story.
Yeah, when we split from LA, we were up there for about 10 months.
You were in San Jose for a really short bit.
10
Yeah,
months.
10 months. We went up there to like get the house ready. After my mom passed away, my dad was alone. So we had to get, spend some time. And then we were talking about relocating up there, possibly taking over the house and moving things up there. But it was really tough, being a married couple living with my father. And
Right.
yeah, so didn't fly. So, and we missed LA too much. We just missed everything that happens down here.
Right. Tell me, how did you two guys meet?
We initially met at a show. It's the Golden West Trio and the Spiritual Bat, right?
Yeah.
It was like a Sunday barbecue show, daytime thing, and I was with a friend,
Where?
and he's like, "This is an awesome." Oh, this was in Oakland.
At the Uptown, which is no longer there, sadly.
I remember that place.
Yeah.
But my friend was like, "This is Matt. He's a good bassist." And I was like, I was in a country band at the time, and I was like, "Oh, cool. I'm Christina. Here's a flyer for a show." He didn't come to the show.
So it was a rock and roll love story, huh?
Yeah, it was. It was I remember meeting her and I'm just like, I remember getting this kind of like weird feeling when I met her. And it was probably because I was like newly sober also, and I'm hanging out at a bar. So that could have been probably it. I was just like, oh, I probably shouldn't be here. And I meet this pretty girl and I'm like, I want to go. I was just got out of a super bad relationship. So I'm like, I want to like split. So I got out of there, and about 2 weeks later, I get a Facebook message, and it's Christina going, "Hey, what's up? How are you? Or do you remember me?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, hey, yeah." And then she asked me out on a date. So I'm like, okay, which was the weirdest date I've ever been on, and
Nice.
Probably why we're here, because it was extremely memorable. Just
I love it.
yeah.
This was
No
in
basic.
It wasn't
That's all-
basic at all.
This was in Oakland, right?
This was in the date was in Alameda.
I
Alameda.
lived in Alameda
Yeah.
at the time.
Got it. Hey, so how did the Hellflowers come into action?
Well,
So I had a country band in the Bay Area. When I left, I pretty much left the band. I was like, I'm done, I did it for like 5 years and I was over it. I love country, but I wanted to do something more alternative with it and they weren't down. So I was like, okay, well, then I'm gonna go my own way. Took a year off, was severely depressed. And so I knew Matt at that time. We were together at that time. And like, he's like, yeah, I think you should start another project. And someone had hit me up, a guitarist, and he was like, I heard you have a really unique voice and you write cool songs. Let's get together and like work on them. And then we did. And basically we needed a bassist and a drummer, and that guy's girlfriend was a drummer and my man was a bassist. So we asked them if they would do it and they agreed to.
And when was this?
out,
2014.
2014.
Okay, wow. So you're
Going
going
into 15 more though.
10 years. Okay, about 9 years. That's awesome, right? And this was where? Was this in LA or?
This was in Los Angeles, yeah.
This was
so
by the time I had moved here and stuff.
This was with
Right.
our original guitar player and drummer, Catherine Wing and Pete Grosso. They were the OGs. So
And they're the original. They're still in the band.
no.
Oh, no.
They split. There were some differences, so they decided they wanted to take off, and it was sort of a package deal. So yeah, they both took off, and then Kat came in with our from State Line Empire. Kat joined with Mark Powell from SoCal Rocket Dynamics, and they were with us for a couple years. So, and they're both fantastic. So, and that they're not our current. So.
Yeah, Mark had a lot of family stuff going on, and he's like, I can't do a band and do this. Like, he was working 2 jobs and he had a daughter, and like it was just too much.
Yeah.
So he just kind of stopped doing music. He sold his drum kit, and Kat just I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think he wanted to do other stuff. So, and it wasn't really fitting with his type of playing. I don't think it was moving as fast as he wanted it to. So, as these things tend to do.
Tell me about the current lineup.
Cool.
So we got Alex because Billy Bones, we did an acoustic show at the Maui Sugar Mill Saloon, and he's like, Billy Bones is just like, I love you guys. Why don't you have the, his energy? He's so fun. And he's like, why don't you have the full band? And we're like, right now we just literally just lost our guitarist, and the drummer was easy because we're friends with him.
Yeah.
So like he had asked us, why didn't you ask me before you asked Mark? And we're like, oh, we didn't know you were interested, but if you are, now Mark's leaving, so come on over.
Nice.
And then Billy Bones basically was like, I got a guy for you. I'm gonna give him your contact. He's awesome. And so Matt called him and they immediately clicked. It was Alex.
It was like a love at first phone call kind of thing.
Nice.
I got on the phone with Alex Mack, our guitar player, and we talked for like 3 hours. Like we just sat on the phone. I was in the car and I was driving to a class and just sitting in LA traffic. And then we just talked and we talked about, we just really got to know each other in this one phone call. And after I was done with the call, I told Christina, I'm like, yeah, I just talked to this Alex Mack guy and I think he's going to work out. I'm like, I haven't heard like a lick of him playing. But just his personality alone is just awesome. So, and yeah, he's family. He's like a little brother to me. So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
and I love his wife. Like we're friends too. So they're just like family to us now. They're just like they're in.
yeah, it's just
they're
like,
in our lives.
That's awesome. Where do I want to go from here? There's so many things to cover that I want to cover with you guys. So that's the band, the Hellflowers came into that. Where did you get the name?
Pete Grosso came up with the idea.
yeah, it was our first guitar
And
player.
I don't know what he said he came up with it.
So that's a mystery because somebody asked me. So I don't know if you're familiar. There's a company called the Hellflowers Soap Company, and they are out of Glendora. And we see them at like conventions. We see them at like horror conventions, and we see them at like and they're like the nicest people. Their products are super great, but you know, they asked us the same question. They're like, where did you guys come up with the Hellflowers name? Because they had it too, and that's like kind of a mystery, you know.
Well, we know Pete came up with the idea, and he's very original. He's very different. So
Yeah.
I mean, I can see, like, you know, he's got good ideas. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Yeah.
Right.
but the cool thing is when we left, we're like, well, what about the name? And they were like, it's your name, because they felt that whatever a band, it goes with the originator and the singer and stuff. They said the front person, so they said you can keep it, and I was grateful for that because I didn't want to have to change the name, and I like the name. So
Yeah, I think the name is awesome. Now, what was your first recording?
oh God, our first recording was a friend of the drummers, and he was just learning. It was like a demo. I destroyed all evidence. It was just really bad.
It was
like
rough.
I do better at home on I'm not going to mention the person's name. I don't even know their name anymore, and I don't even. It was like somewhere on the west side, and we did a couple songs, and it turned out worse than I could have done at GarageBand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just bad. I don't know. Hopefully he's gotten better since then. He was just starting out. So I mean, and it was our first time recording together too. So I think that takes time to develop as well, and comfortableness in the studio and all that.
Yeah, but I think our first recording, as far as full band, was with Dave Klein.
Yes, Dave Klein. Yeah.
And so we did an EP, and that was our "Come On Let's Dance" EP that came out. It was like really about a year after we got together. We met up with Dave Klein.
Yeah, I'm curious.
And yeah, he's fantastic. It's like he knocks it out of the park every time. He's just got the best ear, and he's just really dedicated to like getting the sound right. But he's also super fun to be in the studio. So it's hard to. We always say like, oh yeah, we want to try somebody else, and like we love Dave.
Can we see that?
The one.
Yeah, so I guess it's 2016.
Yeah.
Is when we actually released that.
Mhm.
But I think the band actually really wasn't together till 2015. Like we might had meetings before that, but I don't feel like we were really
Jamming
practicing or playing or doing anything till at least 2015. And then 2016 we released this.
Yeah.
It says March.
Cover artwork by Casey Castile.
And backing vocals.
And
on there. I don't know on here though, is it? We had Kimsey do the backing on Running Through the Fog, but maybe she wasn't. I think she was just backing on the next one. Yeah.
And Por Vida is the next one, and your latest, right?
Well,
we had another EP.
We had another EP, which was
called Vacation.
That
was a
Oh,
year
God,
later,
really?
2017.
Yeah.
So, okay, I see it here, but I just thought that was the song Vacation. My favorite,
No,
my favorites.
that was EP. That's when we did it was our first version of Vacation, and then there's like Elastica cover on there, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff. There's actually some of the stuff that's on there is like turning up on the new record because
We upgraded them and redid them.
yeah,
So you have Nightmare on that Por Vida.
yeah,
I love that song.
that's a great song.
Yeah.
Thanks. We haven't played it live since we had Cat in the band. It's crazy. It's been a long time.
Nice. And then after that, what is after that?
We're recording right now. We've been recording for a while.
Okay.
I think we're talking about Por Vida because the Por Vida came out.
Oh,
right
I'm
after that.
sorry, Por Vida. Yeah, Por Vida. I thought you meant after Por Vida.
Right. I'm yeah. Why can't I fucking find Por Vida now? Anyway, so that's good. Yeah, Vacation and Nightmare is one of my favorites. There's another one that I really love. Just I'll figure it out later. So yeah, where are the Hellflowers going now? I know you guys are going on tour.
Yes.
We're going on a mini tour Thursday. We're going up to
Portland. Well, we're going to Pacific Northwest, just a real short one.
Mhm.
So
Where are
we
you going
have
with?
one show in the Bay Area, like a warm up, and then we do Tacoma, Portland, and then come back to Arcata.
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 Yeah, Arcadia's over here.
Okay,
Arcada's up
Arcata.
there.
Got it.
I'm excited to play that. That's like a college, Humboldt County. I've never set like any musical foots in Tacoma, Portland, or Arcata. So I'm really excited to play with some new people. And
Do you know Scott Drake from the Gorilla Teens? Ex-Hunters. Yeah, you should look him up. He's up there. He also has a radio station. Tell him Gabriel sent you. Giving Scott Drake a shout out.
you have to text me because I forget all these details.
Yeah, I will at that.
Yeah. So after that, we're
doing Mexico City in
we
October.
got one more before that. We have a show with the Avengers
Oh, that's
in
right.
San Jose.
Yes.
And
We're honored to open that.
I mean, it's not the original Avengers though, right?
Mhm.
Well, it's Penelope, and I think the guitar player passed away. That was
Jimmy, who I interviewed the new book that came out all about him. Jimmy was the one who played on
on the first couple.
first album, but he also played on God, I'm having such a brain freeze right now.
Chris Isaac's guitar player.
Huh?
He's Chris Isaac's guitar player.
Chris Isaac. Thank you.
Oh, you mean
That's-
Winters?
Yeah, he was the one who did
Our friend was married to him.
Yeah.
what was the big hit song that
Well, he
Wicked
did
Game, yeah, he was guitarist on that.
yeah, you did, but the big hit song was that he's known for, Chris Isaac,
A Wicked Game, I think.
Wicked Game. There it goes. The book was called Wicked Game too, and I'm actually going to a reading of the book this weekend.
Let me know when that is, because the writer reached out to me, and because he was peddling the book, and I said, I really want to read this. I never knew him, but I had met his son Waylon through his ex-wife, and his ex-wife was a friend of ours, so and still a friend of ours. Hopefully she's doing okay.
We miss her. We don't know where she went, but she's kind of missing.
Kind of vanished.
Got it. Yeah, I don't think that's till the 11th.
Yeah, let me know. Keep me
Oh,
posted.
It's on September 11th.
Though that's not a tough one to forget. So
Are you guys going to be in town?
we should be.
9/11?
It's September 11th. Yeah.
Yeah, for
Oh
sure.
yeah, nothing on the calendar because I like doing things on Sundays because I'm off Sunday, Monday because I'm a hairdresser. So
Yeah.
Good,
So
good.
the Avengers is happening. That's my 50th. That's a celebration of my 50th birthday in
Look
San
like a
Jose.
baby,
hometown.
Matt.
I look like a baby, but
Look like a baby, a fucking baby. Patrick
and he's
O'Neill.
dating and he's married to a girl half his age.
yeah,
so.
who's 22.
25 is half your age, silly.
Nice. You
No.
both look like you're in your 20s, early 20s. Well, you're in your
Thank
20s.
you, sir.
So Patrick O'Neill on 9/11, and I'll send you that information.
Awesome.
That's awesome. So wow, the Avengers. I
Yeah,
was
so we
wondering
did-
about that, the way they said the original.
Yeah,
That's
there's
awesome. I love it. I love it.
we saw this lineup open for X up in San Francisco, and they're great. I've seen a bunch of different, I've seen Penelope perform acoustically, and I've seen the Avengers probably, it's like maybe 15 years ago, and then 10 years ago, and then the current lineup. It's great. They're fantastic. They're still a really solid band. She sounds
Nice.
great, and it's so different from her folksy stuff. So it's great. But yeah, that was a pretty great record when I was a kid. I still had the cassette of
Wow.
that
Nice.
the pink record. I can't remember what it's called.
Let's move on.
Sure.
Gen X Records.
Yes. Gen X-Ray Records. So
Gen X-Ray Records. My fault.
So this started after we had left Die Laughing Records. We remained friends with those guys. It just didn't, there was a lot of promises and there was a lot of things that happened that just never came to pass. And I felt that I felt that we were getting lost in a mix. So many bands were getting pulled on that we we felt like it wasn't really, attention was going away and resources were going away to where, we weren't going to be able to benefit. So, and we were doing really well kind of on our own. And we kind of did we joined with Die Laughing. We wanted to try something out and say, let's see, it was an experiment, didn't work out. It was, still care about those guys deeply and still consider them good friends. And then, then that company just dissolved. So we were like without a home again. So we just said, we're just going to start something on our own. And, started putting together our first release, which was with East Bay from Japan. And then their song just knocked, we saw them at the Redwood. There's probably like 15 people there. And they came all the way from Tokyo. And they
killed it.
Blew the room.
It didn't matter how many people. I felt like it could have been 100. Whatever.
It was like Motorhead playing just Hammersmith Odeon. They didn't care like how many people were there. They just went out, did their thing, and they talked to me after. We were just chatting, trying to get us to come over to Japan, and this was pre-pandemic, and we're like, yeah. I was going through some things with my mom at the time because my mom was passing at the time. So I'm just like, well, if we can work it out, we'll definitely come out there. And then pandemic hit. So it just shut us down. So, in that time we said, we'll start up our label. I'll talk to East Bay, see if we can do a single with them. They sent us a song that that was so good. I'm just like, I
love that song. I don't know if you ever checked it out.
I have to put the song out.
I did. It escapes me now, but I did because I remember you talking about the band.
Radio.
I remember talking to you in Winter's Tavern up in Palo Alto. No, is it Palo Alto?
Winters.
Yeah, Winters is
Pacifica.
Pacifica. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember we talking about Gen X records and Die Laughing. And I was excited about the band that you had from Japan.
Yeah, and they are great. They're constantly playing, they're constantly touring. So we did a split. Our song, we did a cover of a Coxbar song. We did Riot Squad. And Gordy Carbone from Lars Fredrickson and the Bastards and the Forgotten. Yes. And he jumped on. He's a really good friend. And I've always wanted to work. We've known each other since we were teenagers, since we were in high school. And
wow.
I always wanted to, do something with him and work with him. And because he's got such a distinct, super punk rock voice, and he's just the sweetest guy you've ever met, just a charmer. So to be able to go into the studio and work with him, and they did the track separately, Christina, because it's a duet.
We never sang.
They never sang in the same room. They were one was recorded at Dave Klein's, the other one was recorded up north. And I'll get you the name of the studio. I can't remember offhand. The studio they recorded in Campbell, but yeah, it turned out great. Dave mixed it so well, and it was. So when we put it out, we had to get the approval of because we weren't allowed to get the licensing for it. So the guys, because Gordy was in the band, because Gordy was helping us, the guys at Pirates Press Records, because they are basically family with Coxbar.
Right.
They're not only, I think the daughter is married into his family, or he's married to the daughter. I'm not exactly sure. So they got the actual approval from them to do it, and then we got a nice shout out from Coxbar.
They posted on their page
that they just love the song, and they're like, "This is a really great cover of our tune." And we love it when bands do our songs. When they're done really well, we really love it, and this is amazing. And then having Gordy on there was, really knocked it out of the park for them. So it was really cool. It was like, wow, that's like a dream come true for us. So especially Christina's a huge Coxbar fan. So
you have a lot of good things organically happening for you guys. I noticed that. I follow you. And I've followed you from day one, that since I've known you.
Mhm.
So it's just like I've noticed, wow,
Yeah.
happen to them just naturally, just or like I said, organically. It's just like,
Like-
you guys are, first of all, you two guys are just the greatest. You're
Thank
really, it's kind of funny because growing up, first of all those years, I spent a lot of time drinking and drugging and a lot of little things I can't imagine, but I always feared the punk rockers. Like I just thought they were assholes and just wanted to fight and were just militant and all that. Now I'm getting to know all these guys. I'm sober as well.
Giant softies.
They're all fucking softies. They're all fucking
But they
sweet.
may not have been in the 80s. So
That is true, huh?
Los Angeles punk rockers in the 80s were a lot different. Like it was a lot more, it was kind of a like.
So you might have had the right idea at one point.
Yeah. So I listened to Fat Mike's podcast. I watched his Fat Mike, and he talks a lot about like growing up in LA in the in the 80s and how violent the scene was and how scary the scene was.
It was because I used to go to this club called Blackie's and the Cathay de Grand, and I was like walk in and look around and go, man, I can't stay here. First of all, I hate crowds, and then especially like I feel the tension building. The band's playing, it's just and the crowd's getting riled up, and so I was right.
Yeah,
I was riled up as a teenager. I used to do crazy, stupid shit. I'm glad I lived through it and that I'm not that person anymore, but I wasn't nice. Like I wasn't, I was nice, but I was just crazy. Like I was really had issues.
But like it's weird when I listen to somebody describe that, his scene being so violent, and I came from the Bay Area where there was violence and there was, it depends. It was like show to show. But I never felt super threatened. Like I didn't feel threatened enough to stop going to shows. I've gotten jumped a couple of times and a super violent pit. I think I went to an Agnostic Front show late 80s, and it was the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. It was like I've never seen so many angry skinheads like just beating on each other, like and beating on whomever's in their way. So, but other shows I went to Ramones, like everybody was like, it was like a love fest, and everybody was having a good time.
I think generally, I came later. I wasn't around in the 80s or anything, except for as like a little baby kid. But the East Bay in general, I would say they are very like chill and like it's a community, and it's like, like I grew up going to Gilman Street and Berkeley Square and Trocadero. Those were like the punk clubs when I was a teenager. And it definitely was not mean or violent. Everybody was just like all about the music,
I tripped out the first time I went to like an East Bay, like town East Bay, not the amazing band from Japan. The going to a show in the East Bay, all the like between bands, all the kids sat down in front of the stage. And like they just sort of held their space and like waited, and then like the band would come on and everybody stood up. Nice. I have never seen that anywhere. Like that doesn't happen in the South Bay. So it was weird. It was like, okay, that's, people just didn't go up and go wait on the side and then come back. They just sat exactly where, and it was bizarre. So I'm like, okay, everybody, I think the first place I saw it was Berkeley Square, and then I saw it at Gilman a few times, and I'm just like, wow, this is strange. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Hey guys, when's your next LA show?
We don't have one.
Nothing on the books.
Yeah, we have the Avengers show, San Jose.
We have something.
Mexico City. We have 3 shows in Mexico City coming.
That's with the Avengers, right?
No. This is with Mexican Hooligans and
Los Gatos Negros.
Los Gatos Negros. Sorry. And then one other band. We're doing about 3 shows, 2-3 shows up down there. They're in the middle of booking it right now.
Nice.
Yeah, so nothing in LA right now though.
And then I think that's it for the year. And then we'll wind down for a little bit, and then we go to England in February.
We're available. It's not like we can't.
We'll still work.
I'm going to be talking to you about something I'm putting together.
Okay.
So
cool. Yeah, we gotta is our drummer Steven has been, he's been really busy with family stuff. Like he's going
And
through,
he's another band.
He's another
so it's
band.
just it's hard sometimes, but we have a really solid fill-in guy now.
Yeah. So I don't know if you know Richie Mendez. He's Minnie Mendez's brother from the Glimmer Stars.
Okay.
And he's been filling in with us.
Nice.
This will be his first show with us up in Albany. But he's fantastic, super nice guy.
We really like him. It's just been kind of hard a little bit because, we've had to say no to so many things. And so we're like, we have to figure out someone who can really, come in and be a solid fill-in. And yeah, we had him out and like, he was interested and like, he just killed it.
Yeah.
He really killed
Love it. Love it. Okay, guys, I've got about 9 minutes more with you.
Okay.
So, what bands are you listening to now? What bands are you like going to see? Who was like, well, first of all, I know Matt, you're always looking for something because of your label. But
Yeah.
you guys collectively, what do you like listen to that's new?
One of my favorite bands that I think is new, they're like from Sweden. They're called the Dahmers. I'm obsessed with them.
Yeah,
I was like,
it
I'm gonna
doesn't
mention
stop.
the Dahmers.
The Dahmers get
SOMMER?
Oh, like Jeffrey Dahmer?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I know who they
They're
are.
kind of like a horror punk band. And
Yes. Mhm.
they're fun. They're from Sweden.
Yeah. They look like, if you see them, they look like these like long hair, sort of Hesher looking.
They look like they
dudes.
play 70s.
Yeah,
like
it looks like, they would listen to Hawkwind.
Black Sabbath or something.
But
I
their
don't know.
sound is it's so great. And what am I listening to? I kind of listen to just whatever. Like I've been throwing on, I haven't had anything like that I've
Oh,
that
we liked that band the other night we saw.
Yeah.
They were good.
what was
Go Riot.
Go Right from Long Beach.
Okay.
They were fun.
We
They're
just happened to
super
see
fun.
because we went to because we're working with the Rockets, we support each other, and he was doing a matinee show at Redwood, and we got there in time to see the band before him, and we're like, wow, they're like covering up Ivy and just doing all this shit we like, Murder City Devils, who's like one of my
Wow.
favorite bands.
Uh-huh.
And then I was like, hey, they've been around like 12 years apparently, but I've never heard of them. It's just good that's why it's good to just get out, sometimes.
I like that.
And
you
I'm
go-
like,
I
I'd
like
love
that
to
you get
play
out.
with this band, or they're in Long Beach. And our guitarist lives in Long Beach, so we need to get out there more too,
Scott
Yeah.
Sorry has some new stuff that's really good. I mean, he's on our label, but we released one song with him, and he's back at it. I mean, he had his tenure with the Wild Hearts out there, and since the Wild Hearts sort of are on hiatus now, he's on tour with CJ Wild Hearts, one other band out there too, which is I can't remember the name.
I get the full.
But yeah, his new stuff is really good. It's really introspective, and it's sort of a departure from the
It's-
punk rock stuff, but it's really good.
It's like if the
Yeah.
East Street band was punk rock, right?
Yeah, and he has Chris Rogers from Chris Rogers and the Dirty Gems playing keys for him, which is a guy that we stole for our record.
Love it.
Yeah,
Nice.
and our
Nice.
new record's coming out. So
Thank you for giving that. Is there anything you want to shout out to your audience? Anything you want them to know, shows coming up, what's your favorite food?
I would say new
I don't
record
know.
in January.
Give us an insight to what the Hellflowers like to do, what they want to do, where they're going.
Well, we do want to announce that we are putting out the record in January, and the title of the record is Vominos.
Nice.
So
But we will have singles coming out before that.
Yeah.
I have a single about legs.
Nice. Yes.
But,
wrote a song about our dog.
I have 3 songs that haven't been released that I think I love so much, that are my new 3 favorite songs. But we play them live, so I always play the songs live a lot before we record them and release them officially. So
Nice. And we're talking January, and it's called Vomino.
January, yeah. We were saying that January 1st was going to be the date, so we'll see. We're still kind of it's not fully mixed yet, so we're hoping to like get it mixed.
Dave Klein doing it again?
Of course.
Yes,
Dave,
yes.
Dave's knee deep in it, but he's super, being that talented, he's so busy. So, you know, we're pushing for it. So we want to get it out before we go to England. So
Nice. And it's called Vamonos.
Vamonos.
Yes, very good, very good. Shoot, I had something to ask you and it just slipped my mind.
I mean, feel free to write us, and if you
Hopefully new
Yeah.
videos soon, we just,
Yes.
everything's been going slow and everybody's not available. So it's
Yeah.
always tricky,
I'm working on a video for one of the covers that we did for that's the mailman. One of the videos that we did, or one of the covers we did, was we did Girl You Want, Devo, for the new record. And
Which Devo song?
Girl You Want.
Okay.
So we actually covered it years ago. We've been covering it, off and on.
It's a great song.
It was a Halloween show where we all dressed up as Devo, and just covered that one. And once we did that, everybody was like hollering out other Devo songs for us to cover. I'm like, nah, you just get one. We're just gonna do the one. That's it.
There you go. Good. Okay, we got 4 minutes left.
Okay.
Before I said your last name.
SQ, ESKEW.
SQ, not SU. SQ, like SQ.
Mhm.
Very good. Thank you. I hate not being able to pronounce my guest name and all that. I've been a big fan. I know. What's your fan base like? It's quite extensive, no?
I mean, it's different everywhere we go. Like it started with old perverts. Christina's so beautiful that it's that attracts old perverts. So but then we started getting kind of a bit of a younger crowd, and then it's sort of just fanning out from I guess the demographic that we're seeing is getting lower and lower, which is great. So
That's good.
And I'm joking about the old perverts thing. It's just like
did you get your fan base here or up north?
Well, we never really did much up north with the band.
I don't know why I relate you to up north. Maybe
We're both
it's because of the
originally
die
from there.
laughing. Maybe because I saw you at Winter's Tavern. Yeah.
We lived there for 10 months. I mean, the band's mostly based in LA. All the members have been in LA. So, I think most of our fans up north are probably our friends and maybe some scattered other stuff from shows we played up there.
Right.
I don't know. What do you think?
I think our fan base is mostly Los Angeles.
Nice.
We picked up people when we went out to France and England a little bit. Just we did an acoustic thing out there, which was awesome, and I would do that again. That was a blast.
But we need to get out and play in more different areas. Basically, is what we need to do.
We're still
I think
touching
that's
that.
important,
Trying to navigate post-COVID. So,
Nice.
big things were happening and then they went away, with COVID. So
I hear you. But I think like things are really coming out with a bang, opening up. So many things are happening. A lot of bands are breaking up, really playing a lot. New stuff is being released, and I love seeing that, And with that, guys, we're gonna wrap it up. God,
Awesome.
I just love the Hellflowers. It's one of the greatest bands. Hey, give me your
thank you.
information. Tell our audience what your information is. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Are you all on those platforms?
I'm
We're not
not
on
on TikTok. I guess we could be, but it's just a lot of things to navigate. Like Instagram, I made a Twitter, but I don't do much on there because it's not my thing. You know what I mean? It's like I feel like Facebook and Instagram is the most things I post.
Yeah.
And then we do have just the website, thehellflowers.com. Our YouTube, I think, is great for anyone that doesn't know us. I think the best way to get to know us is to go to YouTube because I think we have some great videos. We have a lot of videos. Not all bands have videos. We're really lucky to have that because, he's a director, editor, and all that. And it really helps us.
I love doing them. It's fun. It's super fun.
Guys, we're going to say goodbye right now. Thank you very much, Christina, Matt, SQ.
Awesome,
Thank you
Gabriel.
so much. The Hellflowers, everyone. for Punk Globe Magazine, a Ginger Coyote publication. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Awesome.
It's really good talking with you.
See you,
Yeah, we'll see
Gabriel.
you soon.
Take care.
Awesome.